What the fuck is up? So it's a Friday. It's supposed to be an easy day. Gonna be finishing up, tying up some loose ends that we got. It is the end of the month here. I mean, it's the end of the month everywhere. But you know what I mean. It's the end of the month, man. We're trying to tie up some loose ends, trying to get shit done. After this, my job is taking all of us out to dinner. They always do it, or lunch. They always do it every single month. It does not matter when. So they always do it. It's always great. Everything is paid for. We get to drink. We get to eat. It's a blast. So that's going to be happening. And I wanted to make a video talking about the mistakes that I made when starting on eBay. So I started on eBay and I got up to like 2,000 listings, like 2,100 listings. And I didn't get any orders. I was not getting any orders. And I was wondering why the hell. Well, there was a couple mistakes that I made and I want to talk about them, because I want to make sure that nobody else has this issue. Nobody else has to make the same mistakes that I did and learn the hard way. So first things first, my first mistake was not putting in my dimensions when doing my listing. So the way I do it is a little bit weird. My dimensions, I put them in through Card Uploader, because Card Uploader is essentially what creates my eBay listings. So whatever I'm listing on eBay, all the details, title, price, pictures, all of that shit goes through Card Uploader. So you have to preset all of the things on there, including in the advanced settings tab, dimensions and weight of a package. Now, the smallest weight you can do is 1 ounce per card. So like if more than 3-4 cards get ordered in one go, you have to manually go in before you purchase your freaking slip and set it to 1 ounce so that you can, and I'm almost 100% sure, you can do up to 7 to 8 cards. I think it's 8 cards before you get, before you're like at your weight limit. That's the max that you can do through eBay standard envelope, to like just send it through letter mail, right? So that was my first mistake. I didn't have any dimensions and I didn't have a weight at all set. So all my listings came out with nothing. And so it wouldn't allow me to have eBay standard envelope as an option, 74-cent shipping, simply because I didn't have dimensions put in and I didn't have the right weight. So the item was technically not eligible. Anyways, that was the first mistake I made. Second mistake I made was not offering any free shipping. Now that goes hand in hand with eBay standard envelope. So I wasn't offering free shipping. I wasn't privy to that. Now what I do is I bake the shipping into the price of the card. So my floor price is $199, and that's my floor price, right? For me to have shipping, I have to bring that, for me to offer free shipping, I have to bring it up to $199. Before it was less than that. But regardless, now I have $199 with free shipping. So, an order comes in with just one card, I'm at least making a little over $1 on that. Granted, I paid a penny to 10 cents on each of these cards. So the margins are there, you know what I mean? That was the second mistake I ever made. And that actually led to me not getting any sales, because people just there's so many people now that on eBay that are offering free shipping, especially on bulk cards, that if you're not offering free shipping, you're pretty much just shooting yourself in the foot. Just bake in the price of the price of the shipping into the price itself, right? And then you'll be fine. Trust me. It's worked out for me. It's worked out for many of other people. It's going to work out for you as well. So free shipping, that's the second thing that I did. The third thing I did was no advertising. I started advertising, I think at like 2%, and it's shown that, before I wasn't advertising at all. When I started doing free shipping and raised up my floor price, free shipping, and was able to fix the dimensions for eBay standard envelope, I wasn't even doing a promotion there either. When I started doing a promotion shortly after, maybe a week after, because I wanted to see the difference if a 2% promotion helped. And looking at my graphs, I can definitely unequivocally say that yes, 2% even in just a 2% promotion, helped me out quite a bit. So if you're sleeping on promotions, make sure you turn on promotions. Like I said, you could do 1.8, you could do 1.5, you could do 2%. It doesn't seem like a lot on paper, and eBay is going to try to get that higher percentage from you. They want you to promote at a higher percentage. Don't listen to that. You don't need to do that at a higher percentage. You really don't. I promise you will be fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with promoting at 2%. You're still going to get some level of extra, you know, traffic into your store, and you're also not going to have to deal with, you know, them taking a whole buttload of money extra from you. So like eBay, I believe it's like 13%, like a little bit, like it's like sub 14. It's like 13.5 or 13.6, something like that. You're basically at 15% with that 2% increase. So like that's like the highest I'll go is 2%. Now on bigger cards I'll go a little bit higher, because obviously you want to be able to, you know, show the cards off and whatnot. Now if they're older cards, mid-era cards, like a lot of the things that I do, like I do a lot of research when I'm, you know, posting, listing, whatever you want to call it, mid-era or vintage, or like just higher value cards in general, just because like I know that I want to get a gauge as to how many people are listing for starters. First things first, when you're on eBay, you're on a different playing field than TCG Player, which is one of the things that I love about it. And this is another mistake that I was making before at the very beginning that I started fixing, you know, as I started listing more cards. So with mid-era, vintage, and like just other higher value cards, you want to get a gauge as to what eBay is selling them for. Because I mean, you're gonna post a card, and like, you know, when you're getting higher value cards, you're paying a percentage of that higher value card, and then you're selling it, right? For a percentage. So like you obviously want to get the most money possible so that you can make margins after after they take your fees out of there. So my whole thing is check the landscape, the eBay landscape, to see how much they're selling for at the moment, to see what it is that people are paying for these cards. And like, so not just look at the listings that are posted, also look at the last solds. Compare. If the last solds are higher than what's being posted, then just go with the last solds. If the last solds are like much higher than the ones that are being listed, then obviously you want to bring it down a little bit. But like if it's a little bit higher, it's fine. Go with the last solds, because if they're selling at that means that yours will sell at that as well. I feel like TCG Player is way different, because TCG Player has literal graphs right in front of you when you're purchasing. It says, this is the market price, this is what it was, this is what it should be. So when you're looking at pricing, when you have the market price right in front of you, psychologically, you're going to have to go there to that specific market price. If you feel like you're paying above market, you're probably, chances are, if you're not a smart buyer, you're not going to purchase, right? Let's just be real. So with eBay, you don't have to worry about that, because market price, you know, graph, all that stuff is not right in front of you. You're like, there's a premium on eBay, and they say this for a reason. It's because it's true. You pay eBay price. You want to buy off eBay, you pay you pay the price on eBay. Granted, there's some people that are gonna try to penny pinch a little bit and, you know, try to purchase from other places. That's fine. That's all fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, like, eBay, you know, there's certain things that you can get on eBay that you can't get on TCG Player. Most TCG Player listings are not going to have photos of any of their listings at all. Most of them, the vast majority. eBay, you're going to get pictures. eBay, you can message the person and get more pictures. I believe you can on TCG Player as well. I'm not 100% sure if you can or can't, but I know that eBay you can. Like I said, man, it's two different worlds. But that's pretty much where I'm gonna wrap it up at. I will go over the orders here in a little bit, so I will see y'all there in a couple seconds. Alright, so our first order that we're going to go ahead and go over is the Mew Holo Rare from Celebrations. After that, of course, we ended up selling another Mew Holo Rare for Celebrations, but both of the first ones for $4.99. Third one, for whatever reason, I listed it at $4.49. Then we sold a Black Huron EX from Boundaries Crossed for $6.99. And then we sold one of our big boys, the Palkia EX from Plasma Blast. This was heavily played, sold for $148.50. And then we also sold the Mudkip from the McDonald's anniversary promo, and bucks was the sale. And then last but not least, from Yu-Gi-Oh! Cyber Dragon VR, from Cybernetic Horizon, if I'm not mistaken, was $199. All right, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. If you guys have any further questions, do feel free to reach out on Discord. I have, I am a very accessible person. You can ask me whatever. You can follow my Instagram. I have it posted at the bottom, at the description of every video. So if you guys got anything from me, if you got any questions, concerns, whatever, feel free to let me know. There's no problem with that at all. Anyways, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.